Your entire relationship with money can shift before you finish listening to these words. Every thought you think creates a neurochemical reaction. Every emotion you feel sends signals to your genes. Every belief you hold shapes the electromagnetic field around your body. And that field, that invisible, measurable signature, is what determines what you attract and what you repel. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. What you're about to experience is designed using a very specific and powerful linguistic technique that creates instantaneous and automatic change simply by listening. This isn't a traditional meditation or guided visualization. This is direct programming of your unconscious mind using language patterns that bypass your critical faculties and install new neural pathways in real time. You don't need to do anything except listen. Your unconscious mind will handle everything else. The transformation happens automatically, naturally, and permanently. Now, the moment before a millionaire becomes a millionaire, something extraordinary happens in their nervous system. A switch flips. Not in their bank account, not in their circumstances, in their biology. Their brain begins producing neurochemical cocktails identical to someone who already possesses everything they desire. Their heart rhythm shifts into coherence. Their electromagnetic field expands. Their cells start vibrating at a frequency that reality cannot ignore. This is measurable, quantifiable science happening in laboratories around the world. And in this episode, you're going to trigger that exact same biological transformation in your system. You see, wealth is not something that you chase. It's something you become. At the cellular level, at the quantum level, at the deepest levels of your being where reality is actually constructed. Most people have this backwards. They think money creates the feeling of abundance, but abundance creates money. The feeling comes first. The biology comes first. The frequency comes first. Everything else is just the universe catching up to who you've already become. But here's what makes tonight different from any other activation that you've ever experienced. We're not just working with your conscious mind or even your unconscious patterns. We're working with your biofield, the electromagnetic signature that your body generates and that extends several feet in all directions around you. This biofield is like a radio tower constantly broadcasting your internal state to the quantum field. And that field responds by organizing circumstances, opportunities, and resources to match whatever frequency you're transmitting. Right now, most people listening are broadcasting a scarcity frequency. The reason I say that is that's because most people in the world are broadcasting scarcity frequencies, except for maybe 1%. Their biofield is organized around lack, limitation, and survival. But wealth consciousness generates an entirely different electromagnetic signature, one that money recognizes and gravitates towards. Some could say this is unfair, but people that already have money are naturally broadcasting their wealth because it is natural. It's the environment they're walking around in. But I'm speaking to you. If the environment around you reflects lack, poverty, whatever it is, it doesn't mean that you can't use this principle to create wealth. And I'm activating this frequency within you. Let go of the outside world. Let it melt away. Follow my words. Your brain is the most sophisticated technology in the known universe. Right now, it's running an outdated software, programs installed when you were young, designed for a world of scarcity that no longer exists. But here's what's fascinating about neuroplasticity. Your brain can be completely rewired in real time. New networks can form in minutes. Old patterns can dissolve in moments. That's why these activations are so powerful. My goal is to rewire you as you listen. Your entire relationship with money can shift before you finish listening to these words. Every thought you think creates a neurochemical reaction. Every emotion you feel sends signals to your genes. Every belief you hold shapes the electromagnetic field around your body. And that field, that invisible, measurable signature, is what determines what you attract and what you repel. The ultra-wealthy don't just think differently about money. Their brains are structurally different. Their neural networks fire in patterns that create certainty instead of doubt, expectation instead of hope, knowing instead of wishing. But here's the secret that changes everything. You can install those exact same neural patterns, not through years of struggle or positive thinking, but through precise, targeted reprogramming of your unconscious mind. Your unconscious is processing 2 million bits of information per second. Your conscious mind processes about 40. Which one do you think is really running your financial life? Tonight we're speaking directly to that unconscious intelligence. We're updating your internal software. We're installing the operating system of wealth. But we're going to go deeper than software. We are working with what neuroscientists call your default mode network, the background mental activity that runs continuously, even when you're not consciously thinking about anything. This network is what generates your baseline emotional state, your automatic responses, your instinctive reactions to money and opportunity. In wealthy individuals, the default mode network is calibrated to abundance. Their baseline state is prosperity consciousness. Their automatic responses are oriented toward possibility rather than limitation. Their instinctive reactions to money are relaxed, confident, expectant. As these words penetrate your awareness, your default mode network is beginning to recalibrate. Old patterns of financial anxiety are dissolving. Old reactions of scarcity are releasing. Old baseline states of limitation are being replaced by new neural pathways that generate abundance consciousness automatically, continuously, effortlessly. There's a woman who walks into the same coffee shop every morning. To everyone else, she looks ordinary, but something invisible surrounds her. An energy, a presence, a field of possibility that money recognizes and moves toward. She wasn't born wealthy. 5 years ago, she was struggling to pay rent. But something shifted in her internal world that created an external revolution. She stopped seeing herself as someone who needed money and started being someone money needed. The shift was not gradual, it was instantaneous. Like a frequency changing on a radio. One moment she was tuned to scarcity, the next she was broadcasting abundance. Her reality reorganized itself around this new signal within weeks. This is the power of identity level change. When you stop trying to get money and start being someone money flows to naturally, everything changes. Your posture changes, your energy changes, the way people respond to you changes. Opportunities appear that were invisible before. But this isn't about faking confidence or pretending to be wealthy. This is about accessing the part of you that was always abundant. The part that exists beyond your programming, beyond your history, beyond every story you've told yourself about limitation. That part of you is not dormant. It's active right now, listening to these words, recognizing truth, preparing to take its rightful place as the predominant force in your life. Every cell in your body contains the blueprint for abundance. Every quantum particle that makes up your being vibrates with infinite possibility. You're not becoming wealthy, you're remembering wealth. You're not creating abundance, you're uncovering it. But let me tell you about the deeper mechanics of this transformation. When identity shifts at the core level, it creates behavioral coherence. Your thoughts, emotions, actions, and even unconscious behaviors automatically align with your new identity without conscious effort. A person with wealth identity doesn't have to remind themselves to think abundantly. They don't have to force positive thoughts about money. They don't have to work at being confident with finances. Their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are naturally coherent with abundance because that's who they are at the identity level. This coherence creates emergent properties, outcomes that arise naturally from the system without being directly programmed. When your identity is aligned with wealth, opportunities emerge, resources appear, synchronicities multiply, not because you're trying to make them happy, but because they're the natural result of identity level coherence. Feel this coherence beginning to establish itself in your system now. Feel your thoughts, emotions, and cellular responses beginning to align with your abundant identity. Feel the emergence of wealth consciousness as your new natural state. In the state between your thoughts, there exists a field of pure potential. Quantum physicists call it the zero-point field. Ancient traditions call it the void. Mystics call it the source. Call it whatever resonates. But understand this, it's where all possibilities exist simultaneously. Your consciousness is like a tuning fork in this field. Whatever frequency you consistently emit is what reality mirrors back to you. The quantum field is responsive to consciousness. Your observation collapses infinite possibilities into specific experiences. Right now, as these words penetrate your awareness, your consciousness is shifting frequency. You're beginning to vibrate at the wavelength of abundance. You're tuning into the probability streams where wealth flows naturally, effortlessly, and inevitably. Feel that shift happening right now. Not in your imagination, but in your actual energy field. Something is aligning. Something is coming into coherence. The scattered, chaotic patterns that have been creating financial struggle are organizing themselves into the elegant, flowing patterns that create prosperity. Your electromagnetic signature is changing. The invisible field that surrounds your body, one that extends several feet in all directions, is recalibrating to match someone for whom abundance is natural, normal, and expected. This field is what people sense when they meet you. It's what determines how they respond to you, what opportunities they offer you, what possibilities they see in you. And it's shifting right now to broadcast a signal that money recognizes and moves toward. You don't have to believe this for it to work. Your unconscious mind already knows it's true. Your cells already recognize this frequency. Your DNA is already responding to these new instructions in this moment. But there's something even more profound happening. As your personal field shifts, you're beginning to resonate with the global abundance matrix, the collective field generated by all prosperous individuals on the planet. This matrix exists as a standing wave in the quantum field, a stable pattern of abundance consciousness that successful people unconsciously tap into. When you resonate with this matrix, you don't just change your personal frequency, you become part of a larger field that amplifies and sustains wealth consciousness. Feel yourself connecting to this global matrix now. Feel your personal field merging with the larger abundance field. Feel yourself becoming not just an individual with wealth consciousness, but a node in the planetary network of prosperity. This connection is permanent. Once established, it cannot be broken. You become part of the infrastructure of abundance on this planet, both benefiting from it and contributing to it. Deep within your unconscious mind, beneath the layers of conditioning and programming, there exists a part of you that has never known lack, a part of you that has always been abundant. a part that understands the most fundamental level that you and wealth are not separate things. This part of you is awakening now. Not because I'm creating it, but because these words are dissolving the barriers that have kept it hidden. Like removing clouds to reveal the sun that was always shining. Your unconscious mind is extraordinarily intelligent. It can process complexities that would overwhelm your thinking mind. It can create solutions that your logical mind would never discover. It can attract opportunities that your planning mind could never orchestrate. And it's completely programmable right now. As you absorb these words without effort or strain, your unconscious is accepting new instructions about wealth, new patterns about abundance, new programs about prosperity. Old beliefs about money being hard to earn are dissolving. Old patterns of financial struggle are releasing. Old programs of scarcity are being overwritten by my command with elegant new software that operates from abundance as the default setting. You can feel this happening, can't you? A subtle but profound shift in your internal landscape. Old tensions releasing, old fears dissolving, old limitations simply disappearing. This is an installation. Like upgrading the operating system on a computer, the old programs aren't being fixed. They're being replaced entirely with something far more sophisticated and effective. Your cellular memory is being rewritten. Every cell in your body is receiving new information about who you are and what's possible for you. Information that aligns with abundance rather than scarcity, with flow rather than struggle, with ease rather than effort. But the installation goes deeper than individual programming. Your unconscious mind is connecting to the collective unconscious, the shared field of human experience and knowledge that contains the pattern of every successful person who has ever lived. In this moment, you're downloading not just prosperity consciousness, but the actual strategies, insights, and intuitive wisdom of countless wealthy individuals throughout history. Their unconscious knowledge is becoming your unconscious knowledge. Their success patterns are becoming your success patterns. Right now, this creates instant expertise, where you suddenly have access to business intuition, financial wisdom, and opportunity recognition that took others years to develop. You're inheriting the accumulated unconscious intelligence of prosperity. Feel this vast intelligence integrating with your own unconscious systems now. Feel centuries of wealth wisdom becoming available to your automatic mental processes. Feel your unconscious mind expand to contain multitudes of prosperity knowledge. Something extraordinary is happening in your body right now that goes beyond neurological change, beyond psychological shifts, beyond even energetic transformation. Your cells themselves are remembering their abundant nature. Every cell in your body carries memory. Not just genetic memory, but experiential memory, cellular memory. Right now, your cells are remembering what it feels like to exist in a state of abundance. Cellular biologists have discovered that cells can store and retrieve experiential information independently of the brain. Your cells remember every state of consciousness you've ever experienced, and they can access states of consciousness you've never consciously experienced, but that exist in your genetic lineage. I am speaking to those cells who can understand me. Somewhere in your ancestral line, there were wealthy individuals, prosperous traders, successful merchants, abundant farmers. Their cellular memories of prosperity exist dormant in your DNA, waiting for the right signal to activate. That signal is being transmitted right now through these precisely calibrated words. Your cells are receiving activation codes that awaken ancient memories of abundance. Genetic patterns that have been dormant for generations are switching on. Cellular wisdom that your ancestors carried is becoming available to you. Feel this ancient abundance awakening in your cells. Feel genetic memories of prosperity activating throughout your body. Feel your cellular intelligence remembering how to exist in abundance. But it goes even deeper. Your cells are not just remembering, they are evolving. Epigenetic research shows that consciousness can completely change gene expression in real time. As you absorb these words, your genes are expressing new patterns associated with confidence, success, prosperity, and abundance. Your DNA is rewiring itself to match someone for whom wealth is natural. Your cells are producing new proteins, new enzymes, new neurotransmitters that generate and sustain abundant consciousness at the biological level. This creates biological coherence, where every system in your body is optimized for prosperity. Your nervous system generates confidence. Your endocrine system produces success chemistry. Your immune system operates from abundance rather than survival mode. Your body is becoming the body of a wealthy person. At the cellular and genetic level, your biology is being upgraded to match someone who naturally attracts and maintains prosperity. Feel this biological transformation completing now. Every cell in your body vibrating with abundance. Feel your entire biological system recalibrating to support wealth consciousness. Every decision you've ever made has created a branching pathway in space-time. Infinite versions of your life exist across these parallel timelines. In some you struggle financially, in others you're comfortable, in still others you're extraordinarily wealthy. These aren't fantasies or possibilities. According to quantum mechanics, they're actual realities existing simultaneously in parallel dimensions. And consciousness, your consciousness, has the ability to shift between them. The wealthy version of you is not something you need to become. It's something you can access. It exists right now in a parallel timeline where abundance has always been your natural state, where money has always flowed easily, where wealth consciousness is as automatic as breathing. As these words reach the deepest levels of your awareness, you're beginning to merge with that timeline. The boundary between who you are now and who you are there is dissolving. Feel yourself sliding into that reality. The reality where financial abundance was never a question, where prosperity was always assumed, where wealth was simply the natural result of being who you truly are. In that timeline, you move differently, you speak differently, you think differently, not because you're pretending or trying, but because in that reality, abundance is your default setting. It's who you've always been. The version of you is integrating with this version now. Their memories are becoming your memories. Their certainty is becoming your certainty. Their natural ease with money is becoming your natural ease with money. You're not changing timelines. You're remembering that you were always on the abundant timeline. The scarcity was just a temporary forgetting, a brief detour from your true path. Your nervous system is recalibrating to match this merger. New neural pathways are forming. New biochemical patterns are establishing. New energetic signatures are broadcasting from every cell of your being. But something even more profound is occurring. As you integrate with your wealthy timeline, you're simultaneously accessing timeline coherence, where multiple probable futures collapse into a single inevitable outcome. All the potential timelines where you can achieve financial success are converging into one unified probability stream. The scattered, chaotic possibilities are organizing into a coherent, focused trajectory toward abundance. Feel this convergence happening now. Feel all your potential wealthy futures merging into one powerful, inevitable timeline. Feel the quantum field organizing itself around your abundance destiny. This convergence creates a timeline lock where your wealthy future becomes not just probable but inevitable. The quantum pathways are established. The probability streams are aligned. Your abundant future is secured. Something profound is happening in the architecture of your mind. The boundaries between what you thought you were and who you actually are have become fluid, permeable, irrelevant. You're discovering that the struggling version of you was just a role you were playing, a character you inhabited, a temporary identity you tried on and forgot to take off, but it was never the real you. The real you, the essential you, has always been abundant, has always been prosperous, has always existed in perfect harmony with wealth and flow and endless possibility. This isn't positive thinking penetrating your consciousness. This is truth reorganizing itself. This is reality aligning with reality. This is you remembering who you were before you learned to be anyone else. Your body knows this truth. Every cell recognizes this frequency. Your DNA is designed for abundance. Your nervous system is calibrated for prosperity. Your energy field is structured for wealth. All the struggle, all the effort, all the trying to become worthy of money, it was based on a fundamental misunderstanding. You were never separate from abundance. You were never lacking anything. You were never broken or incomplete or insufficient. You were just hypnotized into believing stories that weren't true about yourself and money and what's possible in this reality. But hypnosis is reversible, and it's reversing now. The old programming is dissolving like smoke. The old patterns are releasing like tension leaving your body. The old identity is dissolving like a dream upon waking. What remains is what was always there. The abundant you, the wealthy you, the prosperous you, not as something new, but as something eternal that was temporarily obscured. Your subconscious is integrating this truth at levels deeper than words, deeper than thought, deeper than conscious understanding. It's becoming part of your cellular memory, your neurological wiring, your energetic signature. This integration is creating identity fusion, where your conscious mind, unconscious mind, cellular memory, and energetic field all align around the same abundant identity. There's no internal conflict, no part of you doubts, no aspect of your being resists wealth. You are abundance. You are prosperity. You are wealth, not as concepts you understand, but as lived reality you embody. Feel this complete integration settling into every aspect of your being. Feel the absolute coherence of abundant identity throughout every level of your existence. This integration is permanent. This shift is complete. The transformation is irreversible. Something fundamental has changed, not in your circumstances. That recalibration happens automatically in the coming days and weeks, but in your being, in your essence, in the core frequency that you broadcast into the world. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, something will be different. You'll feel it before you think it. A sense of okayness with money that wasn't there before. A quiet confidence about prosperity that doesn't need to announce itself. a knowing that abundance is simply how things work for you now. Opportunities will begin appearing, not because you're looking for them or trying to create them, but because your new frequency attracts them naturally. Money will start flowing more easily, people will respond to you differently, possibilities that were invisible before will become obvious. But none of this will surprise you because it's not really new. You're just returning to your natural state. You're just remembering how abundance has always worked for the real you. This activation continues working while you sleep, while you dream, while you go about your daily life. Your unconscious mind integrates these patterns deeper and stronger with each passing hour. Your nervous system stabilizes in this new configuration. Your energy field broadcasts this new signature more powerfully with each breath. You don't have to maintain this or work at it or remember to be abundant. This is who you are now. This is your new default setting. This is your natural state reasserting itself over a temporary period of forgetting. But the transformation extends beyond just you. As you embody this new abundant consciousness, you become an attractor, a focal point around which prosperity organizes itself naturally in whatever environment you enter. Your family will begin experiencing more abundance. Your workplace will become more prosperous. Your community will attract more resources. Your very presence becomes a catalyst for wealth creation wherever you go. This is the power of embodied abundant consciousness. You don't just receive prosperity, you generate it. You don't just attract wealth, you create it. You don't just benefit from abundance, you become a source of it. Feel this generative power establishing itself in your field now. Feel yourself becoming not just wealthy, but a wealth generator. Feel yourself evolving into someone who doesn't just have abundance, but who creates abundance for others through your very existence. The wealthy version of you is not emerging. The wealthy version of you has always been here, waiting patiently for you to stop arguing with abundance and start embodying it. Welcome to your true nature. Welcome to the reality where prosperity flows as naturally as rivers flow to the ocean. Welcome to the version of yourself that you've always been. Beneath every story you learn to tell about limitation. Your abundant life is not just beginning, your abundant life is being revealed. It's always there. You're just finally ready to live it. Now this is complete. The transformation is permanent. You are abundant. You have always been abundant. You will always be abundant. This is who you are. This is who you've always been. This is who you'll always be. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. Exciting news coming soon. I have an amazing new membership group that you will get access to new episodes that I have not made available on YouTube, and I will announce the details on that soon. I'm also hosting a live event in Los Angeles on November 21st through the 23rd. You can find the link in the description. You can also go to www.brianscottlive.com/event-November. I'm sending all my love and light to you. And as always, welcome to the Reality Revolution.
So I just got back from Brian's first live event and still processing how incredible the weekend actually was. His meditations in person are way more powerful than by yourself, and the people you meet while you're there are truly amazing. It's one of those experiences that you don't want to miss, and it will definitely change the rest of your life.